Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have the founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. I am super excited to be with you today on this Friday. So let's go ahead and let people in. We do have a waiting room. And yes, this is a live Zoom that if you would like to join us, we are here Monday through Friday from 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific time. That is 1 to 2 Mountain, 2 to 3 Central, and 3 to 4 Eastern. And if you want to do Atlantic and British Standard Time, know that you guys are smart enough to do that because you're smart enough to be here. So my name is Becca Dukes. I am the Director of Student Services for the Institute of Holistic Health. I am also proudly an executive distributor, trying to figure out all the terms. There's so many different great levels with the company Youngevity. Now, Youngevity has been a lifesaver to me, as I have been with many companies and trying their products that did not give me any benefits. But when I got Youngevity, gave Doc 90 days, oh my goodness, I have been able to lose 100 pounds. I've been able to regain my endurance, my vibrancy, even my hair. Oh my goodness. It's been absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to encourage you right now to give us 90 days as we are here to help create a better health journey around the world. Now, with being around the world, we are a resource to an amazing community. So if you are invited by somebody specific, please get back with them. They cared enough about you to share this program, and they know that you're going to hear something today that may and will touch your life or the life of somebody you know. So again, get back with the person that shared this program with you. And if there's no one to thank, we have a call team, and my co-hosts are part of that as well, who are certified holistic health coaches. They've been trained in the 4 areas of health, how they're affected by nutritional deficiencies, and then the solutions to help correct those deficiencies. But it goes beyond that because it goes more than just what goes in your mouth to create a healthy life. Now, today, I am excited because one of the things that I really had a hard time with is finding things that that I was able to use on my skin that didn't cause irritations. But that's not today's topic. That's a topic for another day. Today we have with us Adrienne Gold. Adrienne Gold is a dedicated health advocate known for her commitment to promoting better health through her work with Youngevity and the ProJoba line. Now, as a passionate proponent of holistic well-being, Adrienne leverages her extensive knowledge and experience to help individuals like you and I achieve optimal health. Her ProJoba line, a series of health products, is designed to enhance wellness and vitality And through her affiliation with Longevity, she continues to inspire and educate people on what we as individuals can do in addition to the 90 to help gain or maintain better health and through healthy lifestyles, emphasizing the benefits of natural, scientifically backed health solutions. Now, today, as we're going into the winter for those in this hemisphere, cold and flu season, folks. Today, we're going to be talking about nutritional hacks to help you go through this cold and flu season without having a cold or flu. So it is my honor and privilege to be able to bring to the screen with me the amazing, beautiful, from the inside out, Adrienne Gold. Hello, Adrienne. Welcome again to Daily with Doc. How are you this fine Friday?
You. We're doing great. Wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Awesome.
Love to hear and see all your wonderful, happy, healthy faces. And today, as Becca had mentioned, we're going to talk a little bit about staying healthy and getting ahead of the cold and flu season. And Becca was really right on when she said health is more than just what goes in your mouth. And we'll talk a little bit about that as well. First, to start, is we had a big time change. And one of the most important things for your health and to avoid cold and flu is get enough sleep. So know that this time change gives us an extra hour. It allows our eyes to open earlier in the day with bright light. That is when you start your melatonin rebuilding. People maybe not realize is when you get up early and you look out at the sun, and you open those blinds, that's the clock. And about 18 hours from then is when your melatonin starts increasing to help you sleep. So the best way to get sleep is to get up in the morning at a normal time, at a consistent time, and get that light in. And unfortunately, what happens to a lot of people is that they have difficulty sleeping. So what do? They sleep in the morning and they don't open those blinds till 10 o'clock, thinking they're just going to get a few more hours. And that actually will proliferate the problem at night where the melatonin is not going to start kicking in until maybe midnight or 1. And there you go. So just a little hot tip. Now that we have a time change, it'll make it actually easier. It is lighter in the morning. So that's good. Number 1, get sleep. Number 2, clean water. That's not the water that's coming out of your sink. That is not the water. Yeah. Yeah. And that's not the water that's coming out of your Brita filter either, or any small little carbon filter. I do recommend, especially at this time of year, to support your body, clean air, clean water, sleep, food. If we all could have those 4 things perfectly done every day, we wouldn't need anything else, right? But we're not getting enough sleep, or we're getting interrupted sleep. We've got cell phones under our pillow. We've got a lot of stress during the day. We're not drinking clean water or breathing clean air. Do what you can. You can filter your water. That's something you can do. And because of the toxins, pollution, and viruses, we all will need a little bit extra protection. The best way to fight off a cold and flu is to not get it in the first place. So here's some things we can do for body armor. We love, of course, our Pollen Burst. That is body armor for everything. Pollen Burst, a beautiful blend of Swedish organic flower pollen that is hypoallergenic. So no pollen allergies there. Anti-inflammatory, feeds you a meal, gives you energy, takes away inflammation. That alone will help as a preventative. But what a lot of people don't know, that these magical little packets that say a burst of energy all day, and the first thing you do when you get sick is not grab an energy drink. It's not instinctive for anybody to grab an energy drink when you're not feeling well. I want you to throw that theory out the window. I believe, and many of us do, that Pollen Burst is even better when you're sick than when you're healthy. It is a lifesaver. Why? In that little packet, you got pre-digested food. So when you're sick, do you feel like eating? Usually not. When you're really sick, it shuts down your appetite, doesn't it? Why? Because your body is working on too many things to deal with food. Okay. Your body is as miraculous. It knows what to do. It knows if it's got a fever or an infection, it's going to shut down other processes. And one of those processes is eating. However, you need nutrition to help heal faster. So how can you eat without eating? Pollen burst. Just like I talk about in other episodes, how it makes a wonderful partner to intermittent fasting because it doesn't work your bowel. It just absorbs right into your system. Same thing when you're sick. When you're not eating, you can starve your fever, but still feed your body with pollen burst. In addition to that, and this is because the food is micro, and I know we have Ruth Ellen and Rebecca may have this list of the thousands of nutrients in pollen. And if you look at this list, there's thousands of ingredients, but they're micro amounts. And so they're basically perfect balanced food in teeny tiny amounts so that it can absorb in your body without interruption, without working your body or having your bowels working hard, no tummy upset. It is the best way to hydrate because also when you're sick, you have to drink fluids, but we're also sick of water. So it flavors the water in a flavor that's very appealing. And you can pick from 4 flavors because we have the orange, the original orange, which people love. People have been drinking orange for 15 to 18 years and they don't even want to switch. So that's a testament to how well that orange flavor does for people, whether they're sick, hungry, tired, anxious, whatever. Orange, we have berry, we have dragon fruit and strawberry. So there's going to be a flavor that resonates with you when you're not feeling well. So you're going to hydrate and you're going to feed your body gently with the burst. What else is it going to do? Well, there's a little secret ingredient called SOD in this packet. And that is a very strong anti-inflammatory. It is your body's natural anti-aging, anti-inflammatory antioxidant that you make every day. But as we age and when we get sick, it drops. So what this pollen burst drink is doing is it's just putting it back in, exactly what's missing. Now, what happens when you are sick? If you have a sinus infection, you have inflammation in your face. If you have a fever, you have inflammation everywhere. All right. So, and when you have a fever or a flu, you're getting those aches and pains in your body. That's just inflammation. Pollen burst can reduce that. Why would you not do that? Right. So we really do want to have the burst when you're sick. It is even more important than when you're healthy because it is a lifesaver. People can drink it, not get stomach upset. It won't interfere with a slow digestion. It'll help the body lessen its fever, but not block its fever because your fever is important. It's telling us something, it's helping, it's burning out something. It'll work with the body with inflammation and healing because not only is SOD an anti-inflammatory for the body, it's also a healer. So drink the pollen burst once, twice, if you're really sick, 3 times a day. This is not going to give you a ton of energy where you're going to want to go cycling or rock climbing. When you're sick, it'll bring you back to normal. And if you can only do 1 or 2 a day, add your pollen tabs. These little guys are a miracle. This is the pollen burst drink in a tablet form. And all this is missing is the extra green tea that we add to give this pollen burst drink a bit more energy and antioxidant power. But if you want to spend the afternoon and evening taking the pills, you can do that. And again, anti-inflammatory. It's like almost like a natural form of Advil, just to give you an example. It's not a medication. You can't overdose on it. I twisted my ankle a couple of weeks ago on a Wednesday night. Thursday morning, I woke up in total pain. I could not walk. I was like crawling on the floor. And I took about 8 or 9 of these that day. and drank a pollen burst, just one. And by Friday, I was walking normal. And the body really is a brilliant healer as long as it has the ingredients it needs to do its job. So again, cold and flu, grab your burst. And if you want to do, sometimes people will just crush ice and put it in the pollen burst to help them get the heat out of their body as well. What else do you need? You need to support your gut. I love Probacillus Plus. If you love this product, keep asking corporate to keep this product. And it is a human strain probiotic. It matches the body. It's very gentle, and it'll help support your gut because your gut is a very big powerhouse when you're trying to heal from an infection. What else can you do? You can take your Pollen Burst liver tabs, but liver tabs are a very strong detoxifier. So I tell people when you're sick, and if you're taking 4 a day, I would back off and take 2 a day. Because what this pill does is it helps your body clear toxins when you're healthy. When you're sick, you've got double the amount of toxins coming through the same spaces in your body. So you could back down a little on the liver tabs just to let your body heal and then back right back up when you're feeling better. What else do we do? There's not a ton when you're sick. We have so many great things at Longevity. However, when you're already low, taking handfuls of pills is going to lower your body. Your body has to process it. So maybe keep your resveratrol caps, your muscadine caps. Maybe keep your medicinal mushrooms going, but not a ton. The only thing I want you to do a ton of when you're sick, lots of fluids, lots of pollen burst tabs, and probiotics. In this case, less is more. If you're enjoying your 90 for life drink, you should just keep doing that, but drink it slower and maybe a little less, not because it's not a great product, but because it's a lot of stuff in there, a lot of vitamins, a lot of great nutrition, but your body has to process that. I'm not talking, forever. I'm just talking about for like maybe your first few days to maybe lower that just a tiny bit. Lowering your liver tabs a tiny bit. Maybe, depending on how you're feeling, if you're taking 6 to 8 fish oils a day, you may want to just take 2 to 4 or maybe 2 because you're not eating a lot. And fish oils love food, fats to help digest. So your body may have a little bit more of a difficulty digesting your fish oils when you're not feeling well. So you can back down a little bit lower on those. What you want to go up on, again, is burst and pollen tabs, lots of liquid. We have some good zinc products. Those are great to have as well. That's great. We have a really nice cold and flu syrup. I think it's called Wintertime, THYME. I love that. That's also really good as well. Another thing you definitely want to do with cold and flu season, and actually every single day, this little magical bottle of ProJoba Gold is organic, cold pressed, pure jojoba oil, not like you're getting in the store or the pharmacy. It's different. And I forget sometimes how amazing this stuff is. You put this inside your nasal passages because it's going to get dry, cold. You got the heat going. Your nasal passages are going to dry up. We've been having in California some very moist weather, unusually moist, maybe from all the, hurricanes everywhere. I don't know. But I woke up yesterday morning and the humidity was 19%. And I thought my nose was going to just crack off my face, right? It was horrible. My skin was dry. My eyes are dry. You put a little bit of ProJoba Gold in your nostril on each side. Here's what it's going to do. Prevent nosebleeds in the dry winter. But here's the better thing it's going to do. When you have this oil in your nasal passages, any pathogen, anybody who's coughing on you, supermarkets, stuff flying around the air, cold and flu virus is getting in your nose, and your nose is the very first place the virus starts. That's why people were masking up to prevent that from getting in, because when it gets into your nasal passages, it goes everywhere. If you've got this oil in your nose. Any pathogens coming, cold and flu bugs, allergies, pollen, anything gets up there, it stays there. It doesn't go deeper. This little guy is like your mask. And rub it on your lips. It gives great chapstick. It's great for the little lip wrinkles that women get. And because it got so dry, I not only put my night cream on, which we could talk about in a minute, but before I went to yoga yesterday, I smeared my entire face with this oil. I normally don't do it. I normally just do my night cream, which is perfectly thick and wonderful. I got to yoga and I'm in the front row, right in front of the mirror. And I'm doing my upward dog and I look in the mirror and I went, wow, my face looks really young and plump. I look good today. I look energetic. I had a difficult night's sleep, but I didn't look like it. And I noticed it. And I'm like, what did I do different? And I realized that was what I did different. It just plumped my whole face up with moisture that over the last couple of weeks I was losing. We all look older and more haggard when we have dry skin. But not only that, for cold and flu, it makes it worse because your skin gets tiny little micro cuts that sometimes we don't feel. And when we wash our hands a lot to sanitize ourselves, as your hands get drier and drier, you'll get those little micro cuts. Those little micro cuts that we don't even see or feel will bring in bacteria from other people's cold and flu. You shake someone's hand, now you got their cold or flu through the cut in your skin, through your body. So one of the things we're going to talk about today is, like Rebecca had said, health is more than what goes in your mouth. It's also what goes on your skin. And that is why we use the ProJoba Gold. This is going to be a lifesaver. I think everybody, all of the longevity reps out there, anyone who's new, this is got to go in your order like every month. It lasts a long time. You'll love it for everything. It goes on dry cuticles. It goes in your nose. It goes on your face. Rebecca has something to add.
Well, I have the ProJoba Gold, and I didn't realize that it did so much.
Everywhere. That's 100 uses.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely.
You can actually put it on your hair for dry scalp. But for winter, for a winter, in our discussions today, it will keep your lips moist, the inside of your nose, even your skin when you're having really dry days, and on your hands too. So that's really important. Oh my gosh, totally safe for kids. As a matter of fact, if your kid scrapes their knee or gets a bug bite and it's itching or stinging, immediately ProJoba Gold will take the sting away. It's amazing. It's great. As a matter of fact, these little bottles, just because they're small, you can put 3 to 6 drops of your favorite essential oil, and now you have little essential oil with because it is a carrier oil. Jojoba is the best carrier oil of all the and what is a carrier oil? Is oil that you use to when you mix up your essential oil, because you don't want to put it straight on your skin. It's very strong. So people talk about carrier oils. If you don't know what that is, now you know. So instead of using this big jug and mixing and all that, that bottle comes already pre-made. All you do is drop 3 to 5 drops of your favorite essential oil in, smell it, add or subtract. We can't subtract, but you can add more if you want. And now you have your little jojoba essential oil, and you can put it under your neck, behind your ears, on your wrist, where you want to smell it. And it's to go. You got it right away, ready to go. So like I said, 101 uses for a $10 bottle. Okay. And this is not the same as going to, a shopping center or store and picking up jojoba oil. Most likely it's not cold pressed, not organic. That makes a difference, because I remember having some girlfriends years ago say, Adrienne, $10 for that little bottle, that's a lot. I can get a really big bottle of jojoba oil for like $5.95 at the pharmacy. I said, you know what? Try it. See if it works. And they tried it, and they did what I said. They smeared it all over their face and rubbed it in and went outside. A couple hours later, they still had oil all over their face. It was embarrassing. This stuff, our stuff, the ProJoba Gold, soaks right in, disappears. it looks like this thick oil. It's never going to soak it. It soaks in. It does its job. It's amazing. Amazing. So it's what we need. Now, what about the rest of your body? You could use it on other parts of your body. I recommend elbows, knees, heels. Rub it on your feet at night, put a sock on, go to bed, you'll wake up. It's a miracle. But there is something else we can use because you're getting those micro cuts in your dry skin, and that will create more openings for your body to get a cold and flu. So I love to use our longevity skincare that also has that amazing SOD antioxidant, anti-inflammatory ingredient we talked about in the Pollen Burst. So this is kind of like rubbing Pollen Burst all over your body, sort of. Okay. So you just, this is unscented. It's got SOD, it's got jojoba. It's completely no paraben, no fragrances, no dyes. You can actually mix your favorite essential oil in here, and it's thick, but you rub it on your skin. As thick as this stuff is, it will absorb, and it will not remind you that you're oily hours later. You will not have a problem opening a jar 30 minutes, 20 minutes later when your hands still feel greasy. It goes away. But what's going to do is it's going to seal up your whole body from those micro cuts that you're going to get in this cold and flu season where the air is dry and your heater is on all the time. So make sure you stock up on the longevity unscented or called scent-free body lotion. And for sure, that ProJoba Gold. And of course, your day cream and night cream. Now, if your skin is dry, the body lotion also comes in a scented version as well, the orange scent in a bigger tube. So you have choices. If your skin is dry, use the night cream. Like Becca had said, she does day and night, which is what I do. And we also have a day cream, which is a little bit lighter, more of a lotiony feel, as opposed to a cream feel. But they both have the similar ingredients. No parabens, no fragrances, no dyes. We've been doing this for 18 years before all the other companies were coming out with paraben-free, sulfate-free. We've been doing this forever, all right? So we know this. And we also have no fragrances, only essential oils. We also have the hyaluronic acid and the peptides and the SOD in our skincare. You will not be able to find that anywhere else, anywhere. And we've been doing this forever before people started getting excited about hyaluronic. SOD is really in no other skincare line that we know of that has this profile base. So this is body armor protection for you.
So one question that
Becca? Sure.
Yeah. So one thing you had mentioned, you've been doing no sulfates, no parabens for over 18 years. Before it was a fad.
Right.
Why is that important? And also using essential oils instead of fragrance oils.
Well,
why is that important?
Well, it's important because your skin is your largest detoxifier. We can talk all day long about doing the liver tabs or doing a true detox and all that stuff, once in a while, and going through your colon and your bladder and all that. But your skin is your largest detoxifier. So stuff's coming out, but stuff's going in, just like you don't want to eat red food coloring or genetically modified food. You don't want to put parabens, fragrances, and dyes on your skin. It goes in your body. People don't realize that. So you could be toxing yourself up from the outside in and not even realize it. So it's another gift that longevity has to give you. We've been paying attention to this kind of stuff for decades, way before most people have. And you know what? I can tell you, proof is in the pudding. Look at us all, we're healthy. I'm 60 years old. I have more hair than 3 60-year-olds, and I have no skin cancer. I didn't start going gray till I was after 50. I feel like I'm 40. I have tons of energy. I'm on 0 medication. And to me, that's normal. But in our world, it's not so normal. And one of the nice things, honestly, about the pollen line that I love to talk about is the medication issue. so many of your customers and friends and relatives are on medications. And when you show them this wonderful little packet, the first question they may ask you is, well, will it interfere with my medication?
Yeah.
And so the pollen line, because it's microscopic, it's like your body recognizes it as food, and there's not a mega dose of any one thing in there. So it tends to blend very well with medication. However, that said, I am not a medical doctor. And if you have a specific medical condition, I always, always encourage you to take all of these products to your doctor and share them with them and discuss it with them. You may not say, hey, can I take the, longevity liver tabs? You can say, can I take glutathione and flower pollen, or say bee pollen, so the doctor will know what that is, right? Because people may not understand the difference between flower and bee pollen. So you break it down to your doctor so they understand what it is, because they're not supposed to know what liver tabs are, right? They don't know what pollen burst is. You can say it's a blend of flower pollen, green tea, and B vitamins. Can I take that? So break it down for your doctor so they understand. They will know about probiotics, and they will know about fish oils, most of them these days. And so that's what you kind of need to do and let them know. Other than that, as far as keeping healthy, we talked about hydration. We talked about skincare on the outside to protect those micro cuts from the viruses getting in. The ProJoba Gold, especially if you're going out in large crowds in the wintertime, or if you're around somebody who's not feeling well. And I will go back for a moment on the difference between the bee pollen and the flower pollen. We don't have bee pollen in our company. We have something a bit better. The flower pollen is the cleaner, more advanced version of bee pollen. It's found only one place in the world that knows how to cultivate it. And the reason we want it is because although we love bees, we need them for our survival, they're not always very reliable. They may jump on a flower that's been sprayed with pesticides a minute before. They might pick up other insect parts, mold, bacteria while they're picking up their pollen. And they only are able to digest and eliminate portions of the allergic part with the enzymes in their cheeks. What the nutraceutical company that works for us in Sweden does is they organically and cleanly vacuum off the pollen from the flower, remove the allergic part, and it is like nature's perfectly clean whole food. There's no allergy left. There's no little bee parts in there or mold bacteria. It's perfect food in a perfect blend. And we put it in a bottle, and that's it. So that is the difference between flower pollen and bee pollen. For those of you who love bee pollen, you're going to go crazy over this one. This is just a step up. And I'm not saying bee pollen is bad for you, but there will be a warning label on bee pollen products that says, caution, this product can be highly allergic, because they know that there's still some of that allergic pollen husk in there. There's bee parts, there's other mold in there. So they have to put the warning on, but we don't. Because even if you're allergic to certain types of pollen, the allergic part of each pollen grain was removed. So I just want everyone to know that it's safe to take our pollen products and our skincare, all of that. Now, the ProJoba Gold does not have any pollen in it. It's just the pure oil. And the lotions, the skincare and the body lotion do not have pollen. They have the SOD, which we need for anti-aging. And I encourage you to try that oil on your face, rub it in all over, it'll absorb, and people will notice. And I noticed, because I went, oh my gosh, I look a little younger or a little plumper or something. I couldn't figure it out at first. And then I realized just an hour earlier, I had smeared that oil all over my face because I felt like an alligator in this weather that we're having. So that is pretty much what I wanted to talk about. Becca, do you have any questions or add-ons? We can also have time for questions for people.
Yeah, so folks, if you are here live with us or out on Facebook or YouTube or Rumble, we do have some of our co-host team watching those different platforms for questions. And you can put your questions in the comments. They will bring them into the show. We'll get those asked. If you're here live with us in the Zoom room, then raise your hand and we will call upon you in the order that your question was received. And I just wanted to touch on a couple things that you had covered. Now, the body lotion, the unscented, I add essential oils to that. But something else that I use that for, and what I use the body, hand and body, is I will mix some of our mineral makeup in and use it as a BB cream, use it as my foundation. And this stuff is so smooth and silky. It just feels amazing.
That's a
It's
great
like
idea.
before the show, I put a little bit in my hand. I was like, too much. And I'm like, anybody want some? And I just rubbed it all over and my skin is absolutely love it. And I know that it's not toxic. So it's not getting into my blood system and causing havoc on any of my endocrine system. It's absolutely wonderful. And that's one thing that I absolutely love about what you have brought to longevity with the ProJoba line are things that we can use. They give results right away. The pollen burst, you are absolutely right. When you're sick, you really don't feel like eating.
Correct.
But you need to drink and hydrate yourself. So I have all these sticks. I don't know if you saw, but I've got, what was that one? That one's my berry. This is my favorite. I just have to say the berry burst is my favorite. And then the orange, and then the dragon fruit. I don't have the strawberry in the pouches yet. I still have a few canisters that I'm working on. I absolutely love that one too. But it's so easy just to add it to my water. Today's orange.
Yeah. And I do recommend, especially with the new dragon fruit, and berry is one of my all-time favorites too. What I find with the dragon fruit is to me, it's the sweetest out of all of them. And I water it down even more I can make 36 ounces or more out of the dragon fruit and it still tastes delicious. And I tell people who complain, I never drink enough fluids. And especially for older people, a perfect example is my mom, who's older and doesn't like to drink water. She doesn't like to drink anything. But if it's flavored, I started getting her to drink the pollen burst. She, of course, feels great on the burst, but really it's the flavoring for people to keep them hydrated. And the orange, I recommend just the regular, 12 to 16 ounces. The berry, I tend to do for me, 18 to 24. And I would even do more for the dragon fruit because it's just, for me, a bit sweeter, but everyone's got their own preferences. But the nice thing is you can actually have a lot more fluids, taste a lot better. And that helps you with your health because people just don't drink enough fluids. And mostly it's because they're sick of water.
And that's absolutely right. People, they either don't like the taste of water because there is no taste, or they figure why drink water? There's nothing in it. Well, there's a lot of stuff in it.
It's nice because you can customize all the flavors to what your best is. And
absolutely.
Heck, you could probably even mix and match a couple packets, throw them together. Maybe the orange and the berry, or the strawberry and the
strawberry and berry. I've done
I'm not
strawberry.
sure. I've not done it, so I don't know, but you can play with it. Yeah. I really don't think you can mix it up in any way. Now, in the wintertime, I will note, talking about cold and flu, people like a lot of hot drinks in the winter. Yes, you can drink Pollen Burst warm. Good. We have so many people for so many decades who have the orange with a little cinnamon stick and make a hot drink. It will not hurt the ingredient profile. It will not ruin it.
Good.
If you need to put it in a little pot and warm it up like a tea or a hot toddy or like a hot apple cider, think of it that way. And
I'm glad that you mentioned that because I love drinking hot drinks. It doesn't matter what time of the year it is. And I do drink my Pollen Burst hot or cold. I mean, I always do. Well, I'm going to say 95% of the time it's in my 32-ounce cup. And it just gives it a nice flavor. And if I want more flavor, I just add another one. But hot, I do hot all year long. So I'm
Yeah,
glad that it doesn't mess with any of the constitutes or benefits of it. So that's
right.
really good information to know.
Hot is good if you're really feverish and you're really craving something really cold. Crush up some ice and a little bit of water and make a slushy. You know, make an orange or very slushy. So that's another option to do that as well. Works room
Something that I do.
temperature. It's really versatile.
So my son has really gotten into making his own frozen fruit pops. So we'll take those berries and mix them up, but then we add the pollen burst in there for that extra flavor. He thinks it's just for the extra flavor.
Yeah.
Don't tell him about that. They're good
Don't tell
stuff.
him. Yeah. Don't tell him it's good for him. That is the claim to fame with Pollen Burst. People will comment when they see that list of thousands of nutrients in that one little packet. They will say, I can't believe there's this much in that packet and it tastes this good.
Mhm.
And they almost don't believe it. They say, I don't even care. This is good for me. I love the flavor. And that is a very huge benefit because sometimes there's products that are so great for you, but you can't tolerate the taste, or little kids or the elderly are very taste sensitive, or pregnant women are very taste sensitive. Everybody loves the burst flavors. I have had so
Yeah.
many pregnant women over the decades say even that the orange helps them with morning sickness. Like that's the only thing they can drink and it calms them down. So again, I'm not a medical doctor. And if you're pregnant, you always want to run things by your doctor to share with them, especially if they're constricting your caffeine. But
Mhm.
we got so many thousands of pregnant women and pollen babies all over the place. But it also is great for inflammation, sore back, sore knees. The green tea helps flush out excess water retention. So ideally, it'd be great for pregnant women, but always check with your doctor and let them know, here's what I'm taking. Is this okay?
Well, and I was going to mention with green tea, you have the EGCG, which has so many health benefits to it, and that's in there.
Yep.
So just one more great thing about it. Now, for those of you who are live here in the Zoom with us, make sure that you have that chat open. Scroll through the chat. Ruth Ellen put a link to that list, the graphic that has all those different nutrients that are found in the flower pollen that is used in the pollen burst
And we
line.
should, and as we can, we should show it live too whenever we can, because it's a real eye opener and people sometimes don't even realize it. They don't even believe it. They
Absolutely.
don't.
So I'm going to go ahead. I'll open that up right now, and I will do I clicked on it and it ran away from me. I said, and I'll do a screen. There it is. One more time. And I open it.
And it's okay. We can actually, while you're working on
Yeah.
that, if we have any questions, people can start asking their
Oh,
questions.
yes. So let's go ahead and go over to Carmen. Oh, thank
There it
you,
is.
AJ. There it is. So here is the list that Adrienne had mentioned. And look at all of that. Look at all
And
of
that's
that.
only a partial, that's actually a partial list. We didn't want to overwhelm the eye, but what we did is we took the basic categories, your enzymes, your essential fatty acids, your vitamins, your minerals, your carotenoids, your flavonoids, your fats, all your enzymes, your lipids, and we put categories, but there's even more than that in a grain of pollen. This is why this is nature's perfect food. Look at it. This is what creates plant life. We survive on plants. It makes sense. But it only makes sense if you can get it organic and you can get it clean, right? So there you have it. And, you know, we don't really have to over explain it. People just drink a packet and they know. And they just say, I don't know how I live without this. we've had a few customers get angry and say, hey, my spouse was just fine before we found these packets and now she can't live without it. What the hell happened here? What's the addictive property? The addictive property of Pollen Burst is that you don't want to feel the way you feel on it. You don't want to go backwards. Many people
Mm-mm.
don't realize they can have a second level up on their health, even as they're aging. People don't realize that they don't have to feel 60 when they're 60. They can feel 40 when they're 60, and they don't
Yep.
even know that's possible. But when they drink the burst for at least a week or two and they realize that's possible, they don't want to go backwards. And there you go. So that is what happens. And I always encourage people, give it a week, drink it every day for a week, and then stop. You know,
And see how.
don't drink it on a Monday and then on a Thursday and then wait 2 weeks. You need to see your health changing every day. It builds. On day one, you may see nothing. On day two, you have a little more energy. By day 5, your joints are feeling better. You have more mental clarity. And by day 7, you're feeling good, but you're like, I'm just feeling normally good. I don't really know if I need this pollen burst or not. And then tell them stop for a day or two, and then they'll know. Because sometimes your health gets a little better, little bits, and then it's big. And you don't notice it until you get taken away from you. Because it's human nature that when you're feeling good, you don't pay attention to it. All of us fall into that trap. Sometimes, honestly, it takes us a visual of someone on the street or someone in your yoga class who has like, a patch of a diabetes medication infusion on their arm, or someone coming in a wheelchair, or someone you see in the elevator who you could see had a stroke, or some, you know what I mean? It takes a visual like that for you to remember, oh my God, I feel good. So when you drink the Pollen Burst and you feel really good, don't take that for granted. And if you want to test it, drink it for a week or two and then stop for a few days. Then you will know.
Absolutely. And I will just put a splash of plant-derived minerals just to add a little more boost to it.
Yeah.
And as I travel, and this is something you reminded me of, as I've been doing all my traveling, I am seeing so many more of those patches for diabetes where they can just test and it monitors. And I have to say, thank you, Lord, because that's the route I was going down. And now I don't have to worry about it.
And you're drinking the Pollen Burst that has 9 grams of sugar in it, and it's still doing well for you. And that's a question people say is, oh, I want sugar-free. I want sugar-free. This product has this bottle that you make in 18 to 24 ounces of water, has 9 grams of sugar, which is about the same as a V8 juice. People don't realize that. And less than 28 to 35 grams in an orange juice. And so I say to them, do not throw the baby out with the bathwater. Like even Rebecca's saying, she was on the road to diabetes and now she's not, but she drinks her burst every day. So, and you don't want sugar-free products like all of the Splenda and the acesulfame-K and all the chemicals. And a lot of, we had a whole period of a decade or two where the sugar alcohols were very popular. The sorbitol, xylitol, malitol. Now you have all sorts of others, and those are causing a lot of gut distress as well now. So sometimes in our planet, the best thing is go back to basics and keep it real.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, let's go over to Carmen, who has her hand up with a question. And Carmen, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi. I was putting it in the chat. I get sunburn, 2nd and 3rd degree burns from being close to a cake or flour, anything that has gluten in it. And I'm just now getting my skin almost normal. And I've been putting that unscented, but I don't have the gold. And I didn't know if the gold would be better. And I've been using the unscented with the essential oils because I have a lot of essential oils. And I didn't know if the gold would help it to get healed faster because it's been since June 2nd. That's like 4 months, 5 months. And the skin is still peeling off my neck and my ankles are not happy at all.
Okay, so what I recommend is, yes, add the ProJoba Gold for sure, once or twice a day. However, the essential oils that you're using in your unscented tub, make sure that they're not in the orange family. Anything citrus, lemon, lime, orange,
Okay.
maybe even bergamot because it's in a citrus, because citrus can make you more photosensitive and more aggravated in your
Well,
skin.
I put a scarf around my neck when I go outside. I don't want any air to touch it.
Okay, no, that's fine. But even for your skin, sometimes citrus essential oils can irritate the skin.
What about vetiver? Because it said it was good for dehydrated skin.
That I'm not sure about because I'm not up on every single essential oil, but your skin will tell you. But most of all, I mean, you can try using the unscented body lotion without any essential oils at all and the ProJoba Gold and see if that is a more calming for you.
Okay.
Also, make sure you're taking your fish oils internally because that's great for your skin. And make sure you're treating your gut because when your gut's not happy, it shows up on your skin.
Right.
And so make sure you focus on gut health.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Really, and as somebody who has or had sensitive skin, you really want to dilute your essential oils even more so than what they say, because we do absorb things faster and we want to make sure that we're not over toxifying ourselves. Well, that's fantastic. So I have a question in here. I haven't had a chance to go through it. Okay, so I don't know that that's one that we would read here on this show coming from
If
iPhone.
anybody has a question about their health and they'd like to chat privately, they could just email me, Adrienne at ygytraining.com. I'm happy to answer their questions. Sometimes something will come up and they after the call's over, and that's fine. And yes, you can use ProJoba Gold as a hair oil. It's wonderful for that.
Awesome. Let's go over to AJ with questions coming in. AJ?
Actually, I don't have a question. I just have some commentary. Just because one of the first times you came on, you talked about the Prostat.
Yeah.
I've been using the Prostat, and I think it's fantastic. And every time you come on, I just want to reiterate to the people who have prostates. So half the people watching, make sure you grab some Prostat because it's fantastic. That's it.
Thank you. We really appreciate that. I talk about it all the time, but I'm a woman. So, I mean, maybe you guys won't understand me, but yes, it's wonderful. Not only, and one thing that women don't understand is that if your man is getting up multiple times to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and there's lots of symptoms of prostate, and there's lots of symptoms of good, healthy prostate, but if your man is getting up multiple times, it's probably waking you up too. So this little magical bottle of Prostat is going to give your guy and yourself better sleep, both of you, and a lot of other benefits as well.
Absolutely. Lots
Thank
of
you,
benefits.
AJ. Really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, AJ. So AJ had asked me if I was taking the ProFem, which I have been taking the ProFem over the last couple of months. He's like, how do you feel? Or they asked me before, and how do you think it's working? I'm like, thinking of, things that are going, I said, well, nobody's dead yet. So I guess it's going great.
It is ProFem is very supportive for the whole female cycle from when you're age 10 to age 110. Lots of benefits. And winky face. Okay, I'm getting a little winky face here. I'm reading that. That's wonderful. And that's something that actually is an issue with more and more and more people as our world is getting more polluted. And as we are taking so many different things in our lives that might interfere with the normal functioning of a healthy body, that Prostat and the ProFem are wonderful for health. When we first got ProFem in and Prostat in from Sweden almost 30 years ago, the number one thing they were using this product for was for fertility and sex drive and for the body to function normally. And people kept asking, what's in it that does that? And we say it's perfect food, and it's fat soluble, and it just nourishes the male and female organs inside the body so that they work normally. It's not something weird or special or different that you can, you know, people are trying to come up with all this crazy stuff. It's just supporting the body and balancing the body. The Prostat and ProFem have a very beautiful way of balancing the body. So when you're out of balance, it can help replace and fix the balance. And that was really one of the first things that people were saying. And in Scandinavia, young couples were using the ProFem and Prostat just to get pregnant and have better fertility. And that was the first, those were the first testimonials that we were getting when we first brought it into the US. And in Europe, they've been using flower pollen like this for decades longer than we have even.
Yeah.
So, and when I do another talk on hormonal health, I will bring that up, because that's important and that's a problem. More and more people are having these issues, and it might stem from a lot of stress and a lot of pollution in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about balance. The body wants it so badly.
Yes, they do. And I'm glad that you had mentioned something about age, because like myself, I have a son that's going into puberty and getting the little pimples and everything. And so it's okay for even the preteens, the teens, to take
Actually,
any Pollen Burst line.
yeah, Pollen Burst, yes, we have seen, and it's not written on the label for this, so it's a little off label, but you can try it, because we've seen it work. We have seen when young boys are going through puberty and they're getting really angry, that's in a big flush of testosterone, and the Prostat might be able to even that out.
Oh,
Just
okay.
like the ProFem helps women with PMS and hormonal fluctuations and menstrual cycle balancing and mood swing balancing, Prostat can do the same thing for a young guy, because it's not going to work on fixing their prostate. It's going to work on the amount of testosterone surges and try to balance those out.
Right. That is very good to know. And it's not just the young men that have those bursts of anger. If your older guy is having bursts of anger,
then there's two reasons why they should have or three reasons why they should have the Prostat. And yeah, so young boys can take the Prostat. It won't harm them. It'll help them balance their anger issues possibly. And they should always drink the Burst too.
Awesome. 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 We have Ruth Ellen with a question or a comment, and we're then at the top of the hour. Ruth Ellen, what are you bringing to the table today?
Okay, so thank you for joining us today, Adrienne. I love it when you're on. You always have so much information, and I love the ProJoba Gold. I use it as a carrier oil. Your skin, it responds to it like it's its own entity, its own natural oils. So it absorbs really well. It makes a beautiful carrier oil. And it's also safe for delicate parts of the body externally, but it's safe for those delicate areas that sometimes as a person gets older may have some issues. So I've had a few people comment on that.
Great.
And then, so the ProFem, that would be good for teenage girls, preteen girls, girls that have gotten their period at 11 and 10. Would that be okay for them as well?
Yes.
To help to balance those mood swings?
Yes, it'll help with PMS, mood swings, cramping, heavy flow. Yeah.
All right. Perfect. And then, so it would be great for menopausal women as well and help balance all those other issues that we got.
Right. Because as crazy as it sounds, and most people listening will say, well, I don't believe that. Why can one product for a 9-year-old be good for a 69-year-old? It's all about balance. Remember the screen that Becca put on the screen. These are pollen based. There's thousands of nutrients, but the hormonal products are the same profile, just fat soluble, so it stays in with the hormones and helps balance the hormones. So that's why this product can work for a teenage boy and an elderly man. That's why it can work for a preteen girl and a menopausal woman, because of that reason.
And then my other question is, or yeah, it's a question, is it doesn't spike like estrogen or the progesterone. It evens them out and balances it out. So if somebody has gone through chemotherapy for different types of hormone-based cancers, men and women, this would be not something
It's
that we
not an estrogen product, correct? It's not an
Okay.
estrogen product. Yep.
Perfect, because I know there's a lot of people out there in the world, and
Yeah.
that their doctors are like, oh, you need to restrict, and we're going to block all your hormones. We're going to do this and we're going to do that. And it's devastating.
And
to the
there
body.
is, yeah, and it's horrible. And I
Horrible.
believe that there is a cure for cancer, and that is not getting it in the first place. And that's the number one. And that's why we are all here on this Zoom today. That is why we are all here, because we are desperately trying to share with people options that they can use for their body to keep their body as healthy as they possibly can. I cannot guarantee that taking these products for 5, 10, 15 years is going to prevent cancer, but this is the global topic that we're talking about, is prevention, prevention, prevention.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Oh, and I did put another version of the pollen burst, the pollen nutrient, into the chat. The one that you sent me an email, I couldn't find it earlier, so I put that in there, and I think it has more information as far as
Great.
ingredients, or not ingredients, but the things that it does. I'll just leave it at
Wonderful. Yeah. Thank you all here today. We're here. We're doing some good work for a lot of people, and anybody who's listening, go out there and make somebody else feel better. That's a gift to them, and it makes you feel really good that you're doing something. You're giving a gift of health. And that is my marching orders for all of you, is go out there today and make someone feel better.
Awesome. Thank you. So I'm going to take those marching orders very seriously, as that is one of the reasons why I do this program and host the Daily with Doc and Becca 5 days a week, folks, and make it available on all the different platforms that we possibly can. In fact, I think we added another one this morning, or another 2 this morning, that we're looking at making sure that we are reaching people where they're at. So if you're watching on one of the different platforms, you have a way to subscribe, make sure that you subscribe. If you have a way to share, make sure that you're sharing this, whether it's to your platform or to individuals individually, it does not matter. You're hearing this specifically for somebody else, not just yourself. So make sure that you share, folks, follow us. And if there's a way to comment, let us know where you're at. We want to know who is hearing us, so that we know for a fact that we are getting our message out. So as Ruth Ellen had said, she had put some articles, or some PDFs rather, into the chat. If you're not live with us and you would like to have access to these, make sure that you email us at info@dailywithdoc.com. Again, that's info@dailywithdoc.com. And we will make sure that we're able to share this with you. If you're here live or watching the live, one of the great benefits is you get to get access to all that's being put into that chat right as it is available. So join us, folks, next week. Daily with Doc. It's zoom.dailywithdoc.com from 1. So it's 12 to 1 Pacific, 1 to 2 Mountain, 2 to 3 Central, 3 to 4 Eastern, here on the Daily with Doc and Becca show. Let me go ahead and get my co-hosts up, because we could not do this as easily without them. I have done it by myself before in the old days when we were just getting started. And I counted, it was 6 years ago. It was crazy. but it has been going on and fantastic, and we're daily, and it's because of these people that I don't have to be so stressed with every single show, as we have Ruth Ellen, who is my executive production manager, helping to keep us all in line, organized, on track. Thank you so much, Ruth Ellen. And we have Marilyn and Phyllis both putting great information into the chat that is going throughout and doing the dictation. And Albert is next. He just put up our little thing. This is Dr. Wallach, the best Doc Wallach. And I know he's listening. We love you, Dr. Wallach, as you empower us to do this and share the message of better health. It says, Rebecca, the Boss Dukes. We'll talk about that one, Albert. Okay. And I think Marilyn put these up. Did Marilyn put these together? And then we have, oh, it was Albert. Or was it AJ? Okay. Well, we have Ruth Ellen, Little Sleep Sanchez. We have AJ, Techno Man, Joseph. We have Marilyn, Speed Fingers, Pizzera Spears. Albert, the warden, because he's the one that's letting you guys in, Lindertz, and Phyllis, the Doc Pioneer Anderson. And then today we have Adrienne, the Pollen Lady Gold. Folks, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for investing this time into your own health and wellness. Share it with somebody else and let them feel the difference as well. Adrienne, thank you again so much for joining us. And it is our honor and privilege to help promote and keep this line that was brought into longevity so many years ago, the ProJoba line, going strong, because it really has been an answer to so many different prayers for so many different people. And we just want to thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you all.
Well, everybody, again, if somebody invited you to watch this program, get back with them. They are your initial and one point of contact for any questions that you may have in regards to the content of this program. Now, this content of this program is for educational purposes only. It is not meant to take the place of your primary care physician, nor are the products meant to treat, diagnose, or cure any disease. But folks, we're not chemical deficient. We're nutrient deficient. We are overburdened with toxicities that need to come out. And when you give the body what it needs, the body itself can do what it was designed to do, and that's create healthy cells all the time. So give your body the opportunity to do that. Get the nutrition into the body. Get the SOD that's offered through the Pollen Burst drinks into the body, as they are detoxifiers. Put the good stuff on your skin that actually feeds your skin instead of just masking symptoms. And have a fabulous day. This program is being sponsored by dailywithdoc.com. There you will find the replays for our past programs. You will also find a good foods, bad foods list. So we have a lot of times as coaches, what should I eat? What should I not eat? Well, folks, you're going to find that list right there on dailywithdoc.com. You look in the menu, it says Dr. Wallach's 10 good foods, bad foods. So print that out, as we do have that available as a printable document. We also have the ability to sign up for our email list. So make sure that you're signing up for our email list so that you get notifications when we go live, what we're going to be talking about, and also what products are going to be associated with that program. We have quick links. Use those links. It takes you right to the product so that you can check it out for yourself. We love to have informed, knowledgeable viewers. And the fact that you're watching this program right now includes you. So folks, thank you so much again for joining us here on Daily with Doc and Becca. If you would like to look into the Certified Holistic Health Coach course, you may do so by going to coachwithbecca.com, coachwithbecca.com. Is that right? Yeah, coachwithbecca.com or coach.dailywithdoc.com. Either one will give you the information for our program. And if you'd like to save 50%, give us a call at 855-949-3377 as I empowered our coaches with a 50% off coupon. So again, that's 855-949-3377. Until next time, bye for now. I mean it this time. Okay. Bye. Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have the founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach. Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have the founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach.